If you have not seen this video from CNBC with the JP Morgan Chase CEO saying that Trump was right about a lot of things, check it out. He's not a dummy.
How do you see the U.S. economy playing itself out over the next 12 months? This is an election year. We've been talking a lot about what just took place in Iowa and trying to understand how the American public is going to feel about the economy may ultimately dictate how the president is decided.
Yes, I agree with that. I think it's a mistake to assume that everything's hunky-dory. And, and when stock markets are up, it's kind of like this little drug we all feel. Like, it's just great, But remember, we've had so much fiscal and monetary stimulation. So I'm a little more on the cautious side, that we are facing a lot of things in 24 or 25. And we mentioned Ukraine, the terrorist activity in Israel, the Red Sea, quantitative tightening, which I still question if we understand exactly how that works. I don't think we do. How QE actually worked, what the effect of negative, zero rates was for all this time. And obviously the politics, and and then the Ukrainian war is affecting oil, gas, food, migration. So you have all these very powerful forces that are going to be affecting us in 24 and 25. So if I was the government, I would be preparing for what I'm going to do about that, assuming things aren't good. And I just also want to point out, I wish the Democrats would think a little more carefully when they talk about MAGA, and if you travel this country. And the country's unbelievable. We took our bus trip this year, and Leslie Picker was on Spokane and Boise and Bozeman. People are growing. They're hungry to grow. They're innovating. It's everywhere. It's not just Silicon Valley. So we've got this great hand. But when people say MAGA, they're actually looking at people voting for Trump, and they think they're voting, and they're basically scapegoating them, that you are like him. But I don't think they're voting for Trump because of his family values. Now, if you
I mean, he's exactly right. People aren't voting for Trump because of Trump the person. It's mainly because of his policies and what he stands for. That's what that is.
Just take a step back, be honest. He was kind of right about NATO, kind of right about immigration. He grew the economy quite well.
China virus.
Tax reform worked. He was right about some of China. I don't like what he did.
No, I said China virus.
Yeah, I understand. He may have been right. And I don't like how he said things about Mexico. I don't like, but he wasn't wrong about some of these critical issues. And that's why they're voting for him. And I think people should be a little more respectful of our fellow citizens. And when you guys have people up here, you should always ask the why. Not like it's a binary thing. You're supporting Trump, you're not supporting Trump. Why are you supporting
Trump? It's hard to hate
Trump?
75 million of your fellow Americans. And
I agree.
It's done quite well.
And, the Democrats have done a pretty good job with the deplorables, hugging onto their Bibles and their beer and their guns. I mean, really? Can we just stop that stuff and actually grow up and treat other people with respect and listen to them a little bit? And I do think the economy will affect. And I think this negative talk about MAGA is going to hurt Biden's election campaign.
Look, he said that look, I don't know where he stands on a lot of these issues. He's obviously a pretty level-headed guy. I mean, he has a Ukraine flag on his jacket, so whatever. But he's a smart guy. He acknowledged what a lot of people are realizing. Most of us already knew. Trump was right about immigration. We have this border which has seen 6 million illegal aliens try to come across the southern border since Biden's been in office. Trump did very well with tax reform. He grew the economy. All of those things are true. China, he was right about China and what they are how they're trying to become the dominant force in the world, trying to overtake America as the lone superpower in the world. And he was right about a lot of these things. And the JP Morgan Chase CEO is not wrong. Now, he also said that you need to ask why. Why are you voting for Trump? Why? Instead of saying, oh, you're a Trump supporter, you're a racist. And Democrats have done a very good job of that. You're a racist, you're a bigot, Bible-thumping, gun-toting, whatever you want to call it. Whatever they want to call us, because I am a Trump supporter myself. I've been called all kinds of crazy things on a lot of trolls come on YouTube and they talk about me, Uncle Tom, racist Trumper, all these kinds of crazy things they call me, but whatever. Anyway, see, Jamie Dimon is not a dummy. He's check this out. I don't know if you remember this exchange between him and this lunatic from Michigan. Check it out.
Does your bank have a policy against funding new oil and gas products? Mr. Diamond.
Absolutely not, and that would be the road to hell for America.
JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon made it clear he is not committing to divesting from fossil fuels during an oversight committee hearing.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you, Mr. Diamond, because you obviously don't care about working class people in frontline communities like ours.
It was not the answer.
You see how this, no, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but you see how this lunatic tries to shame him. You obviously don't care about the working class people, whatever she said, because he's not going to divest from fossil fuels, which would be a road to hell. A lot of these things that we use on a daily basis are made with fossil fuels. This microphone I'm talking to you in probably has fossil fuels in it. There's products that are made from fossil fuels in it. I mean, t-shirts, tennis balls. I can go on and on about the list about fossil fuels. And keep going here.
Representative Rashida Tlaib expected while pressing banking executives on whether they would commit to stop funding new fossil fuel projects. The Democratic representative from Michigan then fired back at the Chase CEO for his response.
Sir, you know what? Everybody that got relief from student loans has a bank account with your bank should probably take out their account and close their account. The fact that you're not even there to help relieve many of the folks that are in debt, extreme debt because of student loan debt, and you're out there criticizing it.
Following the exchange, Tlaib asked the other banking executive.
My goodness, what a crybaby, just whining about everything because he didn't like what he said. How about you just, these people need to take the money out of their accounts, whatever she said, because his statements about fossil fuels. I mean, come on, man. This guy's not an idiot. We need fossil fuels. From my understanding, we have about 200 years left worth of, oil or fossil fuels, to last us. That's what I read. It could be wrong about that. It could be more. Whatever. But anyway, but a lot of CEOs might feel the way this guy feels. Look at Elon Musk. Jamie Dimon, if I said that correctly, says it well. And Elon Musk is the world's, last time I heard, was the world's richest man. And I bet a lot of CEOs feel this way because they know, look, they know who helped them out. They know that Trump was good for business with the tax cuts, the corporate tax cuts going from 35%, the corporate tax rate going from 35% to 21% permanently. There are a lot of CEOs or big companies here that donated to Greg Abbott's re-election. Even if they were left-leaning companies, they still wanted Greg Abbott to win because he was better for business than Jumpin' Jack Flap. Sorry, his name is Beto O'Rourke. Jumpin' Jack Flap is what I call him. He jumps around and flares his arms around like a maniac. But anyway, he got clobbered for the third time, so he's gone for good, hopefully. Anyway, yeah, so these people at the top, they're not stupid. They're not going to, try to bite the hand that feeds them. You see what I'm saying? So this guy, is he voting for Trump? I don't know. I don't know where he's staying. He might be in the middle, but he's a businessman. He's the CEO of a big corporation in America, so he knows who is better for his business, which is Trump. He knows that. He knows that Trump is right about immigration. He sees what's going on at the border. He sees what's going on with all these other issues and how the economy grew, how well the economy grew under Trump's administration. So I bet a lot of CEOs, like I said, feel like this guy does. Maybe they just don't want to come out and say it, so they'll get canceled. A lot of celebrities may feel the same way too. You've seen rappers come out in support of Trump as well. So we're going to see more of this, hopefully. A lot of common sense statements like this. Even if this guy is he's not some MAGA guy, he's not. But he is a level-headed guy from my understanding with the whole fossil fuels thing, how he's not divesting from that because he knows we need it. And the comments he just made about Trump and MAGA. ask questions. Why are you voting for Trump? Don't just say, like, don't tie them to what the Democrats did with all this nonsense. Anyway, I'm going to leave it right there. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.